No.
Don't even say nothing to me, boy. You look like a motherfucking
Welcome everybody. Oh, my camera's off to the side. To tonight's Plumes of Hazard. I am your host, the awesome, the large and in charge, the guy wearing the Poe shirt. Sleeves are off underneath my hoodie, but it's a little chilly in here. Host the Angstful Vapor. There to my left is Vubaka. And you'll notice conspicuously not here. We were hoping that the magic that happened last time he was on island time was going to happen again, and he just pops in and surprises us. It didn't work this time.
He's dead.
You insensitive bastard.
You know why it didn't work? Because I acknowledged it.
Probably.
Because I shit you not, before we went live, I got up and I'm like, Angsty, I'm like, I'm gonna go piss, and I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna go live without him routine. And he's gonna magically appear. I said all that, and it didn't happen. So
yep,
I guess I jinxed it.
You did a little bit.
That happens.
It does happen, and it's gonna happen next week to all of us this time. But at least then it'll be planned. Yeah, so we're definitely not doing a show next week. It is Christmas Day here in the United States of Freedom, so we will be taking the day off. We actually didn't discuss if we're going to be able to do New Year's. I mean, by New Year's night, surely we'll be recovered. I mean, surely.
Well, who's got two thumbs and working Christmas?
That guy.
Yo,
That's Christmas.
I work in media now, in television, so TV is not off on Christmas.
Yeah, they tend to still do it.
And so here's the thing. It'll be so if the day after Thanksgiving was any indicator of how dead it should be, it'll be pretty dead. So that's my day to catch up on shit on Plex.
Yeah. My
coworker, he has to work the 3 to 11. That's his normal shift. He's working his normal shift on Christmas, 3 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Whew.
I get in at 9, and he's like, I'm going to watch Die Hard on Christmas. And I'm like, can you wait for me to come in? He's like, when are you coming in? I'm like, 9. He's like, fine. I'm like, I want to watch Die Hard at work on Christmas and pray that the phone doesn't ring.
I think I'll be doing that myself. I actually have not done that in a long time. Watch Die Hard on Christmas, because this is totally a Christmas movie, and I can't wait. I'm excited about it.
Because I'm putting off. So I think I'm the only one in our Discord that hasn't watched Mandalorian yet. I haven't watched it at all. I haven't started it.
I haven't either.
So I'm just gonna put that off until Christmas. I'm just gonna watch it then at work. Because I already tested. I can do the Plex things at work. It's not blocked.
Oh, that's nice.
However, it is blocked on the Wi-Fi, as is Discord. So I couldn't actually our Wi-Fi at work is picky when it wants to block Discord voice chat for me.
You don't use the same proxy for Wi-Fi and your wired connections?
I don't think so.
That's weird.
Well, no, we have our own network in our office. That's on a different proxy.
In the DMZ?
Well, it helps for actually troubleshooting purposes as well.
Oh, so. Rob, you just roll in here and say I'm here, don't panic, and then you say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie?
I'm not going to fight you over it. I'll just carry on living my life knowing you're a lesser human being. That's it.
I mean, come on, you got Bruce Willis, the coolest lefty in showbiz,
and then you had a spin-off sitcom called Family Matters that came out of that.
Sure, yep, just a little show called Family Matters. Yeah, I actually watched a few of those too a few months ago. I hadn't seen those in a really long time.
And besides, why would my coworker watch Die Hard by himself? Like, it's more fun to watch it with people.
Absolutely.
That's what me and my homies would do on Christmas. We'd order pizza, watch Die Hard.
That's like watching. I mean, and you can do it, of course, but it's always better to watch certain movies with other people. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Come on, it's always funnier when other people are Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, classics, right? I mean, these are movies that are best consumed with other folks. True. No argument. In fact, I was talking.
Black Dynamite's another one. Not
which one?
Yeah, Black Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
No.
It is
sure.
No. So I think it came out like in 2008.
Okay.
It's a blaxploitation movie that makes fun of blaxploitation movies.
That's right. I remember seeing the previews for it.
You should see it. It is fucking hilarious. Yes.
Oh. I did not watch that one.
And the score from the film is also fantastic. Like, to the point where the band that did the score played a live show, and I went to see them, and they were awesome.
Do you know who the band is?
I don't know if they still go by this, but they're the Black Dynamite Band.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
OG Star Wars on Christmas. Yeah, I can get on that side. It's not. I wouldn't consider that a Christmas.
Movie. Rocky's a good Christmas. It's good. It's not a Christmas movie. It's good to watch on Christmas.
Sure. So Anaconda ruined movies for me. Wait a minute, wasn't that the one with the
Jennifer
Platt?
Lopez?
Wasn't that the one with Oliver Platt? Or am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of Lake Placid.
Yeah. No, I think Anaconda. That was not Jennifer Lopez in it, and Ice Cube and shit.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Ice Cube was in it. There was a rapper in it.
It was probably one of those.
I'm going off the dome. I'm not googling the shit. I'm trying to remember.
It's either Ice
because I did see it, and it was pretty shite.
Oh, or is it Luda? He was in a few movies back then too.
Anaconda might have been pre-Luda hype because he was in Too Fast, Too Furious. Yep. I know that. Mm-hmm. He was in an episode of Law and Order as SVU.
Rolling with Ice-T, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was post Braids Luda.
Yeah. Yeah, that threw me for a trip too when I caught him on Too Fast Too Furious. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. He just rolled up like, that's Luda.
He was the only rapper rocking sideburns at the time.
Yeah, that's probably.
He had the goatee and he had the side. He always had like the thin chops, as I called him.
Yeah,
he had the tight chops.
Mm-hmm. Fessy said Anaconda was with Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian. Couldn't have been Kardashian, right, back then?
You're not talking about their sex tapes, are you?
Hey.
That was a hanging curveball.
It was.
For me.
It was. Or Pam Anderson.
All right, we're Googling now.
Rob says Luda's like 3'1". Is that right? I've never met him.
He's not a tall guy. Boom. 1997 American. So I was right about the pre-Luda part of it.
Yeah.
Directed, starring Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube.
There you go.
John Voight as well. Owen Wilson was in it too. That's right.
Is that right? God, it's been. I probably watched it in 1997. I haven't seen it since. I have no idea.
Man. J-Lo in 97.
Probably hitting prime time about then.
She's looking very nice.
Speaking of which, I know you probably didn't watch, but you did get a shout out in my Zeta review. Yeah, I said because I showed the 0.8 millimeter mouth to lung insert. I said this would be what Fu would call very tight butthole. And I was on the up close, right? So down on the, so it was like right in the screen.
Shows how much I pay attention to our channel.
It's one of those things. If you don't,
No, I'm gonna watch it after this. Actually,
to be honest, I feel like it was a good step forward in my reviews. I think it was really good.
You notice how like Mast isn't here and we haven't blown up his phone. I sleep through one show and all this shit burns down. Because you know why? I didn't have the reputation for being late all the fucking time.
That's true. Right on. I have got a couple things to discuss. One of which is something that thank you to Festy, by the way. He totally reminded me of this. I had seen it and I had it open in a tab. I had to restart Chrome for an update. And I lost it because it was in an incognito tab. I had totally forgotten. I would have forgotten to talk about it today, but Athea rather, is an Addy company. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but they have got a new little wacky prototypey thingy, and it's worth sharing. And I'm gonna have to. I can't do the same thing you guys do to share a screen. It trips out on view, or whatever the fuck this thing is, Zoom. So I need to do full screen. So you may have to pop over to the stream and watch it there if you want. FYI. All right, I'm gonna pop over and show you. It's a video. So they've got this new mod and Addy combo, and it looks like a D's. So I'm gonna go ahead and play, and hopefully this comes over across. There's some really great translation stuff in here, which is awesome. Yeah. So if you can see that, that's the first thing you see is just this giant jet of vapors coming out of this little, handheldy kind of device. So it's running in a wire, which as we know, tends to explode. At least it did on for me. This is where you download upload juice, which makes me laugh. And then they got a lipo pack up on there.
Maybe Will oversold in no wire because he was trying to kill you.
Probably. All right, so here's the thing. Here's your VAP power. We've got the old potentiometer guy that like we used to see in the old box mods. But here's where it starts getting interesting. It says admission juice. So juice comes up with this thing, and you will notice there is no wick. No wick in this thing, right? So you put the thing, you put the air comes out of the bottom there. And so however they're doing this little tricky business here, they're feeding juice up like from a squonker bottle. And with temperature control, this is what's happening, which is pretty freaking sweet. And who knows about the vape quality? I mean, it is temperature limiting and all, but obviously the interesting part is the fact that they're working on something to vape with no wick. Now, if you remember way back in the day, and then you can stop that. Let's pop back over to the normal view here. So you remember back in the day, my mind just went blank. Kent was wrapping the first Clapton coils that we remember seeing, and when he was doing that, one of the reasons he was doing that was with all that surface area, he was experimenting with trying to vape with no wick at all, and then he was also messing around with like the quartz rods and that kind of stuff too. But his initial Clapton stuff that I saw, he was trying to vape it without a wick at all, which I thought was really interesting. Thank you for telling me it was working, Addy. I appreciate that. So, I mean, if we can get, that's why we have to sorry, I got to handle something real quick. That's why we have to rebuild as often as we do, because your cotton get all nasty, right? And even if you're using mesh, your mesh gets all nasty, and you gotta dry burn it off and get your whatever ingredients off, especially if you use a juice that tends to gunk up. It just happens.
Certain addies, like the shit we use, like the Narda. I mean, I don't know how often you re-wick your shit. Like I have to, like, granted, we all know I haven't been on the best re-wicking schedule of late, but lately I've been re-wicking like at least twice a week.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it's such a small chamber addy,
Yeah.
and I'm vaping on a fused Clapton, and because I just remember, like, I've been vaping this juice long enough. It's like I have a pretty decent mental track record. Because, like, in my higher watt, more open air addies, bigger chamber, I get mad mileage out of my my cotton.
Sure, especially if you can vape it relatively dry before you let it sit for a while. That tends to help when you.
And there's less condensation around the atomizer and all that. There's just
yeah, for sure.
A lot more going on.
I wish I did it more. Like, it doesn't occur to me every couple of days. It's usually a little bit longer than that, and all of a sudden I'll taste it. I'm like, oh, that's gross.
Yeah,
I need to go re-wick. Right.
You know, it's when I'm vaping outside, like if I'm walking, to the office or whatever, like just like when my cotton's starting to go, it's like it's always outdoor air that triggers it for me. I'm just like, it's crisp air, and I'm just like, man. It's like I was just enjoying this. And then just like, oh.
Yeah. And it's never at a good time. If you notice it when it goes bad, it's never at a good time to go re-wick. It's always like you're heading out or whatever, right? And you're like, damn it.
Yeah. I forgot to actually pop a fresh battery before I left because I don't vape enough to necessitate taking a second battery with me.
Right.
So I actually had to USB charge this for the first time today.
Well, I'm glad it worked.
Yeah. I mean, I don't enjoy stealthing this, so it's not hard for me to leave it at my desk for a couple hours.
Yeah. What was I gonna look for?
I didn't have time to step out and have a vape today.
You didn't like at all?
No, I mean at best, like, so I go out to vape when I get my second cup of coffee. So that's like in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll go out for like a short toot, but yeah, we're kind of understaffed, and we've had people on vacation. We've been having to shoulder a lot of absence. So shit, like I don't think I take more than 20 minutes for lunch lately. I just, you can feel a little guilty.
Yeah.
Taking a full ass break. But I survive. I just miss having my fucking jewel in my pocket all day.
Sure. Well, yeah. Makes sense. You need to get your Yo Cave all night rolling again.
Dude, I was getting so good at stealthing it. Like, dude, I'd be in someone's office doing some shit, and I'm just like sitting like 6 feet away. I'm like, the only way to move is forward, my man.
So, yes, that is true. I've got I got one more that I wanted to talk about. This came up on Reddit recently. This was recently, but it wasn't the other day. Let's see. Let me figure out how I can do this. Yeah, here we go. Because I don't think we covered this when this was released, but I just saw it today. So I'm going to pop this over to do here. So if you've been vaping for a little while, you know who Dr. F is, Dr. Farsalinos.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Farsalinos.
Did you get your degree from Hollywood Upstairs Medical College, dude? I dig this. This is kind of a cool story. So I read through this article that he wrote, and it was a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. But he was talking about how the cardiovascular benefits as early as 1 month after switching from smoking to e-cigarette use. And this guy is, if I recall, I believe his doctorate is in cardiology. So he knows his ass from his elbows on this particular subject. So he talks about how, yes, it's great for you. But the interesting thing about it is this is what caught my eye. It's like somebody might say that only 3 days ago another story reported, and he's got it linked here, reported the opposite findings. So they reported that it wasn't good cardiovascularly, and that e-cigarettes caused arterial stiffness and endothelial dysfunction. Well, and in caps and in bold, he says, this is wrong.
Nicotine does cause cardiovascular stress because it is a stimulant. That is fine, though. You know what I mean? Like
but not arterial stiffness.
Yeah, we know that, though, at least about nicotine.
But the interesting thing about it is he talks about how it was published by these guys. But this is the interesting thing right here is the methodology and findings have no prognostic value at all because they provide no evidence for future heart disease or decreased. And the reason is simple, because the markers that they're using to say that it was bad and that these things are, bad cardiovascularly, he said they've never been used and validated as prognostic indicators. So they're releasing a thing with a bad conclusion based on markers that nobody uses to measure those things, those conclusions that they come to, which is kind of interesting. So I'm gonna grab this link and put it in chat.
You mean to tell me that they're forcing it?
Son of a bitch! I just spilled my Diet Coke on my keyboard.
Oh no!
Yeah, you
gotta fold that paper towel.
Yeah, I'm using.
You do the thing where you dip it in between the keys.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, like, what other way is there to do it?
There's really not, and fortunately, it's mostly just here by the old space bar. Dadgummit. Man,
I think it was like within the last 5 or 6 episodes, I spilled a decent amount of seltzer on my keyboard, and I was thankfully I could pull out my keys on this thing, but all I needed was the paper towel. Dry it all up.
And that is what
Bounty, man. I don't use that cheap shit. When it comes to paper towels, that shit does matter.
It's the quicker picker upper, don't you know?
Yo, they don't front.
So I just realized that I just paused. Hold on, let me go back over to our view, and at least you can laugh at me while I'm doing this. So the funny you mention it. I absolutely refuse to chintz out on one thing in my house. I'll buy off-brand medication. I buy off-brand, cereal, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all made in the same factory, and most of it, not all of it, but most of it is just as good.
Imitation Honey Bunches of Oats is not as good.
Yeah, some things are not, for sure. But a lot of it is.
But paper towels, I don't.
So for me, it's not paper towels. For me, it's toilet paper. That's the one thing that I will not chintz out on in my house. I can't stand
Here's the thing. We all use different kinds of toilet paper, though. I feel like with cheaper paper towels, they're thinner and they're more like fibery and shit.
Yeah.
Like with toilet paper, some people love the really pillowy shit. I just see that as a potential toilet clog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be a potential toilet clog, but it's also friendlier to the bottom, which I value.
What's wrong with having a slightly tough butthole? Like, what? We getting soft in all aspects of life here?
Yeah, that is.
I use Scott.
Yeah. Scott's one that I'll use. I just won't use.
I use like the basic Scott one.
Okay, so I just won't use the base model 2-ply. No, it's got to be a little beefier than that.
One sec. My closet with my toilet paper is right outside. I'm gonna check specifically which one I have.
Please, I'm very interested.
Because my toilet paper has been criticized before. I don't remember by whom, but one moment.
I'm just using a napkin to clean up my keyboard. I'm an idiot. I got excited to share that link with you guys and just knock my Diet Coke. In fact, I don't think I've dropped anything in this keyboard the whole time I've had it. And I built this PC in March? Earlier this year, anyway. All right, back, better, happy. My mic set back up. Ugh. Man, what a bummer. All right, we gotta wait for him to get his TV back.
It doesn't say how many plies it is.
Well, which one is it? Is it Scott?
Yeah, it's Scott.
Yeah. Is that the one that's got the little ridges on it, though?
No, It's got dots in it.
Dots. Okay. I've used that one. I am often.
Oh no, this is. Oh no, it does say this is 1-ply, huh?
Well, yeah, and that's okay if it's soft.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it's pillowy, but my ass don't complain.
So I'm a Charmin. I'll do Cottonelle.
As long as Scott doesn't chop my dick off, that's all I care about.
that's all you can ask sometimes.
This is why Mass needs to be here.
Yeah, no, I got you. It says, Fu, why does Scott wrap some and not the other? Burning question. I don't understand the question. Oh, does he mean like individually wrap the rolls?
I don't know.
I tend to get mine at Costco.
I'm not that big time. I don't know Scott personally.
Oh, Rob says he gets the orange Scott's single ply.
I haven't seen that one. This one was hella cheap, so
yeah. I tend to get mine at the Costco, so they're definitely not individually.
So
wrapped.
sometimes I have bought that one. Mans runs a quick math in his head. If I'm at like a pharmacy and I run the maths versus the price at Costco, which is so sometimes the deal for smaller packs are better.
Yeah,
at a pharmacy, but you know, I've been running the quick maths for years.
So the last piece of news is one that I'm actually really bummed Masty's not here to talk about, because this is something that he would be very interested in, I think. The Limelight is coming out with another mod, and I think I may have mentioned it before, but I did order one, and I think they're supposed to be invoicing this week, and I think some people, including Festy, has already been invoiced. I have not yet, but they're rolling it out in waves. But what they're doing is they are releasing two things at the same time. One, they're finally releasing the Wicket, which is a single cell mod, not Squonker, top fed mod, regulated in either Dakotas or DNA 60. No color screens or any of that garbage. But and I think they may be releasing a RAM one as well, so you can have a non-squonking RAM mod, which is quite tiny. So it's called the Wicket, and then the other thing they're releasing is not an Addy per se. It's an Addy that is built to contain boro atomizers. So it's like a shell of an Addy, and you insert your billet box atomizer in it. So
you're making it a tank atomizer, but not as good.
You're making a tank atomizer without a deck, basically. So you can turn your billet box thing. I don't know. I thought it was interesting enough to give it a whack. And the cool thing is, the first list that came out, it was so discounted. They did a combo deal. It was so discounted. How discounted was it? It was so discounted that
I can see the logic in that, actually. Yeah. Boro tank.
It was so cheap that basically the atomizer is free. So you buy the Wicket and you get the Arch tank shell gratis. So that's pretty cool. So I did order one, and I'm pretty excited about it. And I have been excited about it for a while because Dayon has had some health issues. There's been some other stuff, so it's been coming for quite some time. But he has got he had 100 of them cut as of Monday this week, and he's getting close to releasing these things. But the neatest thing about it, and this is the thing that kills me that Massey's not here. Hold on. The neatest thing about it is the fact that it's modular. So these things have DNA 60s or the Dakotas board or a RAM board, but it's modular. You can just hot swap as an end user. You can hot swap boards. Is that not cool? I think that's super cool. So he sells the boards in a jig, basically, like in an enclosure that you kind of just snap in and change out your boards. So if I got one of the boards and I wanted to try another one, I could buy one of the other boards and literally just drop it in with no soldering or soldering, depending on where you're from. It just sort of goes in. I just didn't know. I didn't know that was going to be the case. And I'm really pumped to see what he's done. And I know he's got a couple other tricks up his sleeve that this thing is going to be offering, which is going to be pretty cool. So I'm really excited about being able to see this thing. So basically, my thought was, Foo, it's like the Cloud Maker, except for properly engineered, and they didn't steal anybody's money. And and it's super small. So most of the time when you get something that's modular like that, it's usually big, right? The Cloud Maker certainly was the size of a cinder brick, that thing. But
it was a bigger IPV.
Yeah.
Except I could buy an IPV.
And, well, you could buy one of those too, but you might not get it.
That's what I mean. I could buy an IPV and I'll be like, hey, this is what I'm vaping on.
So Deon thinks that this is going to be one of the smallest mods in the market, and it's modular. So he's got the thing milled to ridiculous sorts of specs and tolerances that I'm pretty pumped to see what he's done. I don't know when that's going to be here, but I do know that it's coming. So that is it. Oh, I could show you a picture. Beep. This is a really crappy picture that I was able to pull up on my PC. I don't have Facebook logged in here. Otherwise, I would just show you a bunch of them. But he is going to be doing, I think, a 350 version at some point. But this is a 650 version, and it is really trim. I mean, really, it is a skinny, tiny little mod, which I'm pretty stoked about. Also, and I don't know what this is. This is an old picture, apparently, because one of the things that I do like about it is there's no... the only button is just the fire button. The other ones are on the bottom, and the screen is on the front. So it's just a button, a screen, and then the adjustment buttons are hidden away, which I find really cool. The tubes apparently are customizable. The faceplate is customizable. This is attached with I think 4 or 5 strong little magnets, neodymium magnets, and a couple posts as well to keep it on there and secure. I'm not sure if I should talk about it right now, but I do know that he's basically redesigned a 510. So his 510's always been really good, but because this thing is so small, he had to redesign it, and it is really cool. So it is adjustable, but it's not adjustable with a spring. It's adjustable in a different way, and I'll talk about it more when I have one in hand, as well as when I...
Oh, is it like some SVA 510 style shit?
No, it's not. It's automatically adjustable, but by hand, so to speak. So it's not like an SVA one where you have to have a
re-thread it down.
Yeah, there's no screws or tools or something needed. It's done through other means.
I would just use my tweezers to turn.
Yeah. But no, it's even easier than that, and honestly, it's really trick. I mean, it's Limelight. They've done something really cool, and I really hope that it turns out as well as I think it will. So is it adjustable for windage and elevation? Yeah, I don't know how many clicks you can put it through, but I do know that you're going to be able to put whatever ADA you want on it, and there will be zero gap. At least that's what I've been told. So that's cool. Yeah, no, it is, Rob. It's super tiny. Someone did what before? Somebody did the modular thing before? Yeah, I'm sure it has been done. It just hasn't been done, in my opinion, well. And I really hope this is as good as it sure seems like. He's like, they can trim fingernails. Well, I guess you could just kind of glue some emery board or sandpaper or something on the bottom, maybe. Or maybe you could powder coat, do a really rough powder coat on your battery tube, and then you can just maybe do that. You just grind it away. That's possible. So, yeah. Fu and I were talking before we went live. I think both of us are kind of beat up. Both of us kind of beat up from work today.
Work has sucked this week.
Yeah. Rick. Oh, so it didn't.
My coworker called out yesterday, and today, basically our power went out. So there were power lines run across his desk. So his chair wasn't there yesterday. Today his chair was there, and I thought he was in. No, he called out again. I was like, I need you.
Yeah, well, Rick, that's the thing, right? It didn't work out. Yeah, Cloudmaker tried it too, and it kind of didn't really work out either. So hopefully these things actually ship, and we can see one that's done really well. Now, one of the things I can say about the whole modular thing, and this isn't perfectly modular as far as switching out different boards, but the port. Remember that port thing that I had? Yeah, that was a couple years ago by Peter Gatt, who has a great name. Gatt.
Oh yeah, Gatt.
Yeah.
I said he's got a gangster ass name.
He does have a gangster ass name. So Peter Gatt, if you remember that little thing, it's basically an all-in-one with a mesh addy built into it and a little Pyrex tube that holds e-liquid. And he did his own board programming and did temperature limiting. And like, dude built this, honestly, engineering marvel of a mod, including the electrical stuff. It's just so cool. But the neatest thing about it, besides the super trick switch that was all magnety and it flicked out and down, and you with that little button dance is how you controlled all the stuff on the mod, just one switch. It was friggin' sweet. But the coolest thing about it is when I got it, it was a pre-owned one from VapeMats, the guy that owns VapeMats, Uncle Larry. He lent it to me for a few weeks for me to check it out and show it on the show and stuff. And when it got here, it didn't work. And I contacted Peter, and we'd already been talking, and I told him, hey man, it looks like it's fried. He goes, oh, let's see. So like sitting here on a video call, like he had me break this thing down to literally screws, like took everything apart in it, no soldering iron. Everything has got pads, and they were perfectly, just the enclosure was so tight, everything fit together positively and didn't need soldering. It was including the screen. The screen just pressed against this thing and was held rock solid by tension. Dude, that thing was amazing. So I really do hope that this is that cool. I'm sure it will be. Hello, Giancarlo. Oh, we didn't say hello to everybody. Hi, Rob. Hi, Rick. Hi, Duro. Who else we got? Castello, Festi, Corey.
I just saw Giancarlo's message. Chat's running a little slow for me.
Oh.
Nick Nickelodeon.
There he is.
You son of a bitch.
Welcome.
So you missed
Sorry
it.
for the buffoonery. What? Oh, is the show over
Yeah,
already?
you know what I was saying earlier, Mast? I said, notice how like nobody's flipping out that Mast isn't here, and I said I slept through one show and the fucking earth burned down.
I didn't sleep through it.
So
No, that's what I mean. We didn't lose. That's what I mean. We didn't I didn't call you or nothing. I'm like, I'll show up.
I look a little potato. I don't understand what's going on.
So Master,
yeah.
welcome. We were just talking about something that I wanted you.
Wait, the show is still going on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. No, none of the crass jokes. So I was just talking about something that I wish you were here about, and,
Wait,
and I'm gonna
before you get going,
Yeah,
can I
go.
get chat link, please?
Fu can do that. I'm talking.
Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So I'm gonna rewind. I know everybody in chat's already heard this, but I'm gonna say it again. So Limelight's coming out with a mod, and it's been coming up for a while, and it's this tiny little single 650 non-squonker, right? So it's a small little. Well, I guess I can just show you. Well, no,
Yep.
I can't really show
Nope.
you.
Okay.
Copy. I'll put it in our chat so you can see it.
Okay.
I could screen share through OBS.
There you go.
Okay.
That's
I
right.
see it.
So you clicky.
Which one is it? The tall one or the small
The
one?
tall one. So
Okay.
that one on the right is the pilot, or not the pilot. It's kind of like the new pilot. It's called the Wicket. And
Okay.
so what it's a single 650 regulated, so the board's on the front. But here's the trick, and what I didn't know about it is the boards are modular, so you can actually, as the end user, without a soldering iron, pull out the board and swap it for a DNA 60 non C, right? Just the DNA 60, or the Dakota's board, or a RAM board. He's got the boards are all in like jigs that, as the end user, you can snap out, which I think is so sweet.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy the boards from him, or can you use your own boards?
Well, I think you have to have the little enclosure thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. But
Yeah.
I was just thinking. I basically, when I was talking to Festi about it earlier, I was like, it's kind of like the Cloud Maker, except for he'll actually ship it.
And it's good looking and tiny.
Yeah, and tiny. That's the thing, is the Cloud Maker is the size of a cinder block, right? The thing was huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
no,
looked like it looked like RC car wiring under the hood of a fucking cloud maker.
that's really cool. And you know what, too? I wonder how much nicer that is if a board dies. You just, ship it out.
I have to ask. Do you know how much it's going to be?
Yes. Festi can probably correct me. I think it's €200, 230 euro, something like that.
Festi said you would need a carrier and would have to wire it, but
yeah.
Matt's like, yeah, that won't be a problem.
Right.
I know a thing or two about that.
Here's the thing: is they're already stinking cheap. I think the DNA 60 version I think is like right at €200, and the Cody's is 230. And the only reason for the price discrepancy is literally that's how much different the boards cost from one to the other.
Yep.
So Limelight's not making a killing on these things,
right?
Unless you happen to have the boards already, right?
Shit,
Yeah, okay.
I think I'm still in the Limelight group because I may actually want.
Yeah, I wonder, can you get the jigs by themselves?
Probably. I assume that they would sell it to you. That's just kind of the way the company is. And I do know also that, one of the biggest reasons, and so I won't say that Limelight's doing this out of totally altruistic sorts of motivations, right? One of the reasons they're doing this is because they are in Serbia, right? So they have historically handled all the shipping when you needed warranty stuff, and they've always handled everything. It doesn't matter if you're 60 days. It doesn't matter if you've had it for 2 years. They always fix their shit. They're almost as good as Titans in that way. But they're in Serbia. So what they do is, for example, for folks in the States, you just ship it to Ace, and then he batches them all up and sends them over to Serbia for you. So it's just only $8 or whatever, right, to ship it over to him.
Yeah.
So what they're doing now with this thing is Ace can just have some of these on hand and just mail you one, and you slap it in, and you're done, right? Which I think is
or they can just send them 10 of each and have the boards, and if you really feel like it, you could ship it to him and he can plug it in, for sure. And ship it back to you. But that's pretty cool.
So the turnaround, and that's what I mean. So I assume he's going to have like an inventory of all the pieces that could possibly go wrong. And if you have a problem, you ship it to him, and it's faster turnaround just to ship you a thing back.
I think I want a DNA 61.
Yeah. They're pretty slick. I'll let you know when I get mine. I did order one.
Cool. Shit! They already went up for sale.
Yeah, the first list went up already. That combo was last week, I think. This one was up.
Well, shit! I need to get on for the next one if I like it.
Yeah. Do they steal your credit card infos too? No, they go through the PayPals. They send you a PayPal
that you do not get served.
Yeah, you won't get served. Yeah, that's right, Festi. Exactly, for support reasons. So instead of having to send the mod all the way back and him having to work on it, he can just have one of your local folks or local-ish folks.
Yeah, because I like the idea of having something smaller than this. Yeah.
I can't imagine it's going to be any bigger. Surely. Because I've seen the spec. The other thing is, Massey, that's super cool is he's redesigned the 510. So if I, at some point here in the near future, when I'm not actively using it all the time, maybe I'll ship it to you and you can take a poke at it. Because the 510 stuff that he's shown me is really cool.
Yeah.
Like he redid the whole thing again because everything else is too tall.
It's nice to see someone still innovating in that front.
Yeah.
That can.
Rob said he's still never.
Rob, I've never done a list either.
Lists are fine. I mean, it depends on the list, right? Some of them are pretty madcap. Like when the Narda drops, it's not really a list, but you have to.
Actually, I think that was the only list I did was the Narda. Actually, no, we did that through a group buy. I got mine through. We did a buy in Plumes. Remember? And then. Yeah, so I've never done a list.
I'd forgotten about that.
So I was on a list for a Duke. Spanish guy laughing.mp3.
That high pitch low air movement is what gets you every time.
Oh Anyway, so yeah, Rob. So I assume that's also one of his goals is to get them up on the Limelight site, so it's easy to order the things that you want. I'm not 100% by that, but I assume so. I assume that's the idea. Just like the 50/50, right? He's making these not as like one-off things. I think these lists are just to make sure they're getting into the hands of some real excited people up front, and as he can make them, he'll build up the old inventory. Yeah, Fessy, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That's what. So some of them are really high stress sorts of lists, and some of them are just like sign up and then we'll randomize out of it. And some of them are like the Haku ones where you just sign up and if you were able to hit enter, you're basically got one, which is pretty cool. Hey, sick boy. Yeah, buddy, you missed it. Sorry. We've been live for a while. Anyway, so Massey, we talked about the Wicket. We talked about the Dr. Farsalino's thing that was on ECR earlier this week. And we talked about the Athea Wickless Addy and mod, which I will send you a link to because you should check it out. It's pretty interesting.
I'm gonna save what I want to talk about for next week because I do not have the energy required to talk about it because it is such an absurd story. I don't even think you even read about it, Angsty.
As soon as I saw this thing, I'm like, hey, I see what they're. Oh, yes, they are.
Mass, did you read the thing that Biggles posted the other day? I think it was over the weekend. He posted it.
I was busy this weekend. I may not have seen it.
I know you probably didn't see it, but I'm like, Mass saw it and he knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, I'll save that for next week because it involves a lot of screen sharing and shit. So it's a story.
And we're not on next week though. Just so everybody, just to remind everybody.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
So Anksy, I wonder
2 weeks
with the No Wick prototype. I wonder what effect bringing in air as it's doing that will do to that liquid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Because right now you're just shooting it straight into it.
Yeah.
We all know what that crackle-lackle does to you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I do think there's going to be some interesting things.
Oh, I see. Did you see the special cap?
Yes.
Did you look at the inside? Do you see what he did?
Yeah. You know what? I don't think I shared it. One sec. Let me get to that point in the video. I forgot. I think I got it.
Yeah, I can pull the video up.
Yeah, you pull it up. I'll just share you.
Yep. Let me share my screen on that. And desktop, display 2. Okay, so do you got me up there?
Pin video. Yeah, good.
Look at the cat. So as you can see, there is
there's 4 spot welds
here. Yeah, a line here, and this is spot welded here and here. So he's done a plate here to probably stop all the spatter, and then the air comes through here and here, and then up towards you. So he's built like a baffle.
Yeah.
Right in between.
And not hitting the coils.
Right. So as the air comes up and all that crack lack will start.
Is this Squonk Addy?
No. Well, no. The E-Liq was built into the mod.
Right. So he's using a it looks like a pressure pump, and it's just spurting the e-liquid through here as it hits that coil. But that's what I was saying. Like if you start inhaling on that, I don't, that's kind of interesting how that's going to work. But so he's got this plate right here that.
Couldn't you end up sucking more condensed liquid then as a result? Like,
sure,
for sure. So, and Massey, I don't know if you saw at the beginning, it is NO wire, and he's running temperature control.
Temperature control.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that's about the only way you could.
Exactly. You'd have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to. All right. Let me unpin you here.
Clear.
Unpin.
Got a little taste of Master Madden over there.
Mm-hmm.
Special top cap for mixed air and VAP.
Yeah, and that's another clue, right? Is mixed air. It's not air hitting your coils and your wick. It's mixed, so it's using that whatever accelerated garbage that they're already doing, mixing in some regular air so you get the airflow you want. But hopefully not hopefully not disturbing the little delicate dance of pixies down below. That's right.
Well,
spurt, Rob. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and from the looks of it too, of that deck, I think air comes in from the bottom of the deck, so it will be bringing more of that, up, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the Addy looks like a Jabo Addy. You know what I mean? It's super tall, and it's got that whole.
It's got design stylings from Athea though. Like it does look like
yeah
as well, and some of that is the height. Yeah, totally.
Yep,
for sure.
So if it's like a J-Bo Addy, that means it peaked at the first.
I really wanted the guy doing the video to be e-cig professional guy from Yeehee. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, what the hell was his name?
Oh, wait, you're not talking about the guy.
The guy dude with the glasses.
Oh no, I'm thinking about crap. His name was
the dude with the glasses
George.
With the 400-watt power.
But it wasn't Yeehee, right? Wasn't it?
No, it was Vupu or somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was Vupu.
It was Vupu. Then who was that other guy who was a meme for a while? Victor from Ice Smoke. Remember Victor from Ice Smoke?
Yeah, Victor. That's who it was.
Yep.
Freaking.
Yep. That was Victor who did the 400 watt.
Yeah, I think it was 400 watt power. It'd catch it on fire. Yeah.
That's too much power for me. I'm not a professional vapor. Oh man, that's funny shit. Gross, Addy. It does not come with a bottle of white currant. But
it's currant.
What was that? We have some calls for tech time, Massey. We need to bust some of that out sometime.
He's got his own channel.
Who?
Victor Vape Gear Guru.
What?
like recently uploaded to?
Like recently uploaded to. Like let's see. His latest video was so a year ago.
Okay. Oh. But still, that's still more recent than I thought.
There's a lot of like food ones.
That's probably the best kind. I bet you those are his best videos.
Yeah. Dude, some of these have over 1,000 views.
Yeah. They're going to have more now because I guarantee you we're going to be grabbing some.
So we gave him like 15 more views. Attaboy.
That's right. No, I'll just be grabbing them because we're going to be pulling them down so we can do intros.
That too. Might post a few in the Discord.
All right. So we talked about that. We talked about the Wicket. We talked about the Dr. F thing. I think we have the only thing we didn't talk about was we didn't talk about that either, or we talked about that too. So I think that probably what.
I'm just scared. I'll just share the screen cap to one of his videos, one of his food videos. I'm not sure what. So let's do. I'll just share the screen over here. Yeah. Hang on. There we go.
Whoa.
Whoa. That's some kind of eggplant that he's cooking there. That was the shot for the video link. It's like what? He's Victor. So he's doing his cooking show. And the title of the video is Seeking Dream, Learning English, Spare That Spider. So there you go. Victor. Yeah, he's got it's called Victor Vape Gear Guru. So we lost Angsty. Home.
Yeah, sorry, I had to handle something. Back. Yeah, that was. I'm really glad you shared that because that was a terrible sort of eggplant.
You know.
All right, catching up with chat. Yeah. So, Mass, you need to come up with something we can talk about for tech time, so you can tear apart and break.
Okay.
maybe we can kick off the new year with a tech time.
Sure. How to make explosives? Nope, can't do that on YouTube anymore.
No.
Anymore.
Yes.
You apparently can't do a lot, so they've locked down a lot of that.
That's right, Fezzy. You're definitely demonetized for that screenshot. Oh boy! All right, everybody. Well, I think we're gonna let everybody take just a deep breath and chill out for the rest of this year. Thank you very much.
We can. Yeah. I mean, this would be. Wait, are we gonna have another show before the end of the year? No, that's it.
Yeah,
we'll be back on New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, the 1st.
I think. I think that we need to go out with an outro video, so that we've seen in the past, but I think it should be covered again.
I'm fully on board with that.
Don't have your finger on the kill button. I know you like to, and you screwed me out of one last week, so I had to intro it with it.
I got nervous.
So it's fucking Nickelodeon, you asshole.
Don't be the Miami police with the button. Okay.
Don't be the Jesus. Yeah, I'm not. I ain't UPS, bro. I'm not Brown. That's the other guy.
You are now spot lit.
Okay, here we go.
All right, good.
Condom that will turn a different color if bacteria from a disease or infection is detected. It can glow green for chlamydia, yellow for herpes, purple for HPV, and blue for syphilis.
Oh man. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We very much appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed it. To be honest, I'm fucking glad 2019 is done. I'm looking forward to 2020, and we will see you the day of that year.
The feist.
Peace out.
See you in a year, fools.
See you next decade.